The Milwaukee Bucks are heading back to Toronto with the look of revenge in their eyes. And I guess the biggest new news to happen for the Bucks, and I want to know if this is noteworthy or not in terms of worry for the early season, is they're without Jae Crowder for 8 weeks. You're going to have to bump up Marchand and a couple other young guys into playing big minutes. Jonesy, your thoughts? Worry about this or not?
Well, it's not a worry because they have the talent. They have the depth to withstand it. The issue becomes redistribution of minutes heading towards, when I talked about Toronto, the games and the winning is a byproduct of learning. That's where Milwaukee is. They remind me so much of what the Raptors did when they traded for Kawhi. Like, we're trying to get all this together to be ready at the end. So Jae Crowder's a part of that. They got him late last year. When he comes back, it's the redistribution of the minutes and him becoming comfortable in the system again with where he's getting his shots because of people like Dame and Giannis that are leading the system. So that's the only concern. They can certainly withstand it from a talent standpoint or from, a bench standpoint. That's not the issue. It's later on, how does he reintegrate?
All right, so the version of this Bucks team that the Raptors played the first time, Sherm, it's not going to be the same thing. It's going to be different. So how different is this game going to look since, what are they, 4-2 since that matchup?
Yeah, they're 4-2 since they lost to the Raptors. So obviously some things are falling into place. But from a talent perspective, this team is not going to be a 30-point loss team to the Raptors again. Yeah. And even if it's a week or two later, it's not going to be the same team. The Milwaukee Bucks, when you're trying to incorporate and integrate a scorer the caliber of Dame Lillard,
who looked passive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He looked
one
so
thing
passive.
is trying to
I'll
find
jump in a
the
second
balance there and trying to figure out how aggressive he can be and when he can be aggressive. And in talking to somebody from the organization, Dame said that he wanted to kind of fit in and figure it out.
Absolutely.
And the person said, no, bleep that. You're Dame Lillard. Go get it. And I think he's starting to approach the game with more of that Portland killer mentality. And that only alleviates pressure from Giannis because Giannis can get a little space to operate when Dame's launching it from 35 feet. The only thing I'd wonder is if they want to continue to run screen and roll with Dame Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Because to me it becomes an easier way to defend because Giannis is only going to go one way. He's got to come towards the basket. But if you run it with Chris Middleton, who can pick and pop, space the floor, force the defense to have to retreat, come out to the three-point line. Then you get it to Giannis on the other side. He's got defenders running at him. Now, they might stay back there, but if he can close the distance with pace, it doesn't matter where they're standing. He's going through, over, and around them anyway.
I like that idea, Coach Sherm.
It's funny because I actually spoke to Dame Lillard last time, just standing there courtside before he went out to warm up, and he said exactly that. He was trying to – it's Giannis's team. I'm trying to – fit in here. I'm trying to figure it out. I know I can do this. I know I can do that. I know I can do that. And it's just a matter of when do I do it? Well, obviously the organization's saying, do it now, all of them. And let's push this thing forward so we know what we have. And it's not, the middle of December. It's like, oh, okay, we got that now too. No, let's get it all out on the table. And he said he came to Milwaukee at the right time in his career, because he wasn't looking to be that aggressively involved because he understands it from an experience standpoint. He's watched it happen with other people. And then as Sherm said, on the other side, the people in the organization are going, no, that's why we brought you here. So water's kind of finding its own level right now in Milwaukee.
And for Giannis, as he learns his way around playing with Dame, is there any shift that he needs to make, or is it just a matter of time and looking for his spots, Sherm?
I've always thought that when you have elite players, the system adapts to them.
Okay.
The player doesn't adapt to the system. And with a Giannis, because he's so dynamic outside of not being able to shoot consistently from the perimeter, his ability to attack is par none. Nobody can do it the way he does. So I think for Giannis, he's just got to continue to do what he's doing. Now, if he could shoot a bit better,
I don't know what you do with him at that point.
But because Dame can shoot it so well, and Dame is another player who can attract too, now Giannis is going to get more room to operate. And I don't think he's ever had that opportunity since he's ascended to that level. So if Dame Lillard starts to do what Dame Lillard does consistently and teams are locking in on him, it's going to be a nightmare. The problem is Dame has to defend somebody on the other end. And that's where teams are. And that's what the Raptors did. They went at Dame.
Yeah.
Yes.
They made sure he had to expend energy on the defensive end. And I think that's the goal. You work at Dame on the other end, and you know you're going to pay on one end, but you better make him pay on the other end.
I know we got to go. I'm quickly interested in watching the horse race between Boston and Milwaukee because as we talked about, Milwaukee thought, okay, well, at least we've traded Drew Holiday to the West. And no, he shows up in the car you're racing right beside you, ready to drive and knowing everything about your car too. And a better defender.
All right. The East is live. The Raptors will have to deal with that. Quickly, before we go, I want to shout out. Oh, no, we're not going to get a chance to show our producers twinning up. I got to shout out, of course, Jake and Akil, the twins. Thing 1 and Thing 2, repping the Raps.
They had a sale on them shirts, right?
They must have. They got some kind of plug. That's it for our show today. We'll be back later in the week, but do remember, Wednesday, Toronto Raptors take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Stay tuned for more here on NBA TV Canada.